getting answers from all across Northern California. This is the CBS 13 News at 10.
A Rockland police officer is behind bars tonight, arrested for allegedly using excessive force when making an arrest. Good evening, I'm Sam Shane.
And I'm Christina Janes. Now, the incident happened Sunday morning, and tonight, Rockland Police Department is revealing more about what happened. CBS 13's Sharon Raget is live in Rockland with more on what we're learning tonight. Sharon?
Sam and Christina, the Rockland police chief just wrapped a press conference a short time ago. What we're learning tonight is Officer Brad Alford is a 15-year veteran with the department. He was arrested tonight by the Placer County DA's office on a number of charges, and the police chief says while he's saddened, this type of behavior will not be tolerated. Rockland police officer Brad Alford's arrest stems from a Sunday morning incident off South Grove Street. Alford and two other officers were arresting a man for driving under the influence when fellow officers noticed Alford was using a baton on the victim in an excessive way. Those fellow officers brought this matter to the department's attention.
During the video review of the arrest, it was determined that this was done in a manner that appeared to be excessive. My department took swift action, and we immediately reached out to the Placer County District Attorney's Office to ask for an independent review to determine if the level of force we observed was criminal in nature. The Placer County DA determined they will be filing charges that include assault with a deadly weapon, causing great bodily injury, and filing a false police report. The report he submitted is inconsistent with how the event took place. The Rockland Police Department will be doing its own parallel investigation and say it's a sad day for the department and the community. There's no excusable reason for unethical or illegal conduct. This single incident does not define the members of the Rockland Police Department. The actions of one are not indicative of the kind of response you can expect from this department. Now, Officer Alford was booked into the Placer.
We don't know the area. We didn't know really where to go.
Their first night in wine country, this group of tourists from Ohio and Florida ended up in a shelter in Calistoga.
About 1:30 in the morning, they woke us all up and said we had to evacuate the hotel.
A trip planned for a year and a half and one on Debbie Geison's bucket list. She says she even left a day early to avoid Hurricane Nate striking near Florida, only to fly into this.
The mountain is on fire. It's a mile and a half from us. The mountain was on fire.
It's a bad way to start a vacation.
Far away from home, they felt helpless, but decided to continue their vacation.
What can I get started for y'all?
In another vineyard-filled region, Lodi.
It's been welcoming to us.
As tourists escape the flames in wine country, hotel and motel rooms are filling up in Lodi.
For vacationers, it's like, where can I be safe? We're happy to welcome them.
Craig Forrest owns a bed and breakfast in Lodi and says just this morning he got a call that a couple from Virginia vacationing in Napa needed a place to stay. He booked them his very last room.
What's very pleasing and fulfilling to me is to be able to be of help and service to someone that's in need.
This is, certainly hitting very close to home for us.
Wineries across the city have also been busy with tourists who fled the fire, but the community here is more focused on the devastation their neighbors are suffering.
It's not about our area, it's about these people are our friends and colleagues, and we want to do anything we can to support them.
And many of the tourists that we spoke with.
Nobody likes you here. Back in the day, we would have run you out of here. We wouldn't allow you to work here.
Out of the mouths of her coworkers, Megan Frederick recounts years of bullying and abuse. She says they called her a freak and a tranny and even locked her inside of a stairwell.
I feel as if I'm an island in this institution.
It started back in 2012 when Frederick decided to transition from male to female. Frederick works as a correctional officer at a maximum security housing unit at California State Prison, Sacramento.
I take a lot of pride in it.
But after 15 years with the department, she filed this lawsuit in June, claiming emotional and economic distress.
Just because I'm transitioning shouldn't mean that I have to go find another career.
The final straw, a note written by an inmate that expressly named Frederick and stated that she was to be killed on the yard. Frederick says her bosses knew about it, but she didn't find out until weeks later.
My life is actually in danger in this institution, and the administration isn't doing anything about it.
CDCR's manual cites a zero-tolerance policy for workplace violence, a policy attorney Robert Boucher says has been ignored in Frederick's case. And he says he's trying other cases right now against CDCR for discrimination based on race and sexual orientation.
I depose the people who do these things all the time, and they just don't see it.
Frederick says she no longer sees a future working at the prison, but wants to leave her career with her head held high.
I at least want to lay the groundwork so the next trans officer doesn't step into this nightmare that I've stepped into.
Now, CDCR responded.
How do you feel taking on that role?
Really excited.
They are the new honored heroes and the new faces of inspiration when it comes to fighting cancer. For the past 21 years, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of the Greater Sacramento region has chosen kids to be the voices of their campaign.
And this year's Boy and Girl of the Year are a symbol of courage and hope. CBS 13's Sherman Roget has a story.
I'm really excited that they chose me.
10-year-old Emma has had a long and painful journey, but you wouldn't know it by just looking at her. She was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in 2009, and after 26 grueling months of treatment, she is now 5 years cancer-free and the new face of hope.
My parents surprised me by bringing me this doll and saying, "You are Girl of the Year."
After interviewing a number of kids, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society saw something extra special in their choices this year.
They have shown such courage and bravery, and their families are just exemplary.
Both families will now be called to speak at events and help raise money to fight blood cancer.
And I just think that she'll represent very well and make sure that kids that have cancer or that are going through it, she can help them by just letting them know you're going to be okay.
Ever since she was born, she's always had this fire inside, and you know, it just makes me so proud that she can share her message of hope and positivity with other kids.
And Emma's not alone. This year's Boy of the Year is quite the inspiration himself.
I'm strong and brave.
3-year-old Fritz, or Super Fritz as they call him, has been strong and brave. Fritz was diagnosed with leukemia in 2015 and is going through the maintenance phase of his treatments, getting chemo every night.
He is strong and fierce and courageous, and he has a wonderful attitude about it all.
Fritz's parents, Anna and Ben, have tried to make this process fun for Fritz, his brother Payne, and the whole family, and are looking forward to giving back.
Turning what we've been able to, or what we've gone through, into positive and being able to share the opportunity with other people.
It's really nice that Fritz gets to be a little bright star for everyone.
2 sets of proud parents, and their kids have a powerful message to pass on.
Don't lose hope and stay positive, because I never lost hope and my parents told me not to.
It's time for Good Day. Live from across Northern California, this is Good Day.
We're joined us live from Elk Grove, where she's getting behind the wheel.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sitting clearly in the lap of luxury. This is a Model X. This is a Tesla. You see the beautiful, like, gull wing doors. This is really fun, and this is what we're talking about, the new wave of these electric vehicles. Joining me now live is that's Guy, the driver, is John. You're with SMUD. Tell us about why have an event like this.
Well, it gives folks an opportunity to come out and check out, see what electric vehicles are really all about, get inside, test drive them, get the feel for what they really are, you know, the power, the elegance. Just
what they do.
Yeah, what they do, just to understand the difference between an electric vehicle and a gas vehicle.
Yeah, and I want to say, you know, a lot of times we think these little this car has plenty of legroom. I mean, I'm feeling very luxurious. Guy just showed us some stuff that his Tesla does. It's really fun. Obviously, you love this car.
Oh, Teslas, in fact, I want to broaden out, all electric cars are not just good for the environment, but they're a blast to drive. They accelerate, they're peppy, they're fun to drive, they hold the road better than their gas counterparts. So we have a ball driving them.
I bet you do, and his car does this whole Christmas dance thing where it plays music and it moves on its own. That's something totally different, which is cool. And my cool car that I love does not do that. Now, John, over here, we're at the Bolt. Tell us what we're looking at here in this station and how Mud works with customers who buy these kinds of cars.
Sure. This is just a typical charging station. This is the kind of thing that you would install in your house. You might also see it out in public at grocery stores or doctor's offices, different places like that.
You give them?
We do. For SMUD customers who purchase or lease a new plug-in electric vehicle, they have a choice between a $599 cash incentive or one of these level 2 electric chargers. Level 2 just refers to the fact that it runs on 220 volts, kind of like a dryer.
So here's the thing. Bottom line is I want to know how much I'm paying versus gas when I have a car like this. What does it break down to?
Sure. Well, when you're charging it with SMUD's discounted electric vehicle rate, it's like paying roughly 60 cents a gallon for gas. So quite a savings.
Do the math, which I'm not very good at, but right now I'm paying something like almost $3 a gallon for gas, so 60 cents sounds really good.
Sure, and there's a lot of other advantages too. There's a lot less maintenance in an all-electric vehicle. There's no oil changes.
That's right.
There's no transmission or transmission fluid. There's no radiator, those kinds of things.
No, I'll walk around here really quickly. One of the greatest things about this is a real new trend. I know back in the day when that movie came out, Who Killed the Electric Car, if anyone remembers, those were something in the distant world, and now this is something we're seeing on the road all the time.
That's right. Yeah, it's really cutting-edge technology. This Chevy Bolt has a all-electric range of 238 miles.
Wow.
You can get a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on driving conditions and things like that. But yeah, it'll really get you around. So it really eliminates what we refer to as range anxiety.
Right, you're not going to make it to your next location.
Exactly right. Yeah, you can drive a long ways with this between charges.
Okay, well, let's get in and we'll say goodbye. But I'm gonna hop in the driver's seat. We'll have you hop on over there. I just want to show what it's like to be inside the car. Now, this is not the Model X over there with the Tesla, but it's still roomy and pretty comfy. So, yeah, I think I give it a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
But again, guy over there with that car, that's pretty impressive and really crazy when you think about electric cars. As they say, they've come a long way, baby. Back to you.
Elisa Becerra, you always manage to make everything look so much fun.
Juice Mason live this morning. I got to start with this story I heard. See this? This is a dirt-flavored jelly bean, okay? I heard a story today that there is a woman who she's pregnant and she was having these cravings. She was eating dirt, like potting soil. Her doctor says, okay, you need to stop doing that. That's not good for you. And she came in and ordered a pound of these. So she would eat these jelly beans instead of eating dirt. Okay, that's one of the most bizarre stories you'll ever hear. Anyway, they've got new products. More than just dirt flavor. We got mixed emotions today. John, tell us about these new flavors that you guys have going on here.
So we have 5 different emojis, 5 different looks. For example, everybody's got mixed emotions. When I found out I had to be here really early on a Saturday morning, I was kind of sad.
What?
This morning when I woke up, I was grumpy. Yeah. But then I met Deuce and I became happy, playful, and of course love. Who doesn't love Good Day Sacramento, right?
You're smooth, man.
Everybody loves Good Day Sacramento.
Okay, so tell us about some of these flavors. What do we got here? What's a playful one? Green apple, right?
It's sour apple.
Okay.
We've got berry blue, lemon, sizzling cinnamon, and orange crush.
Yeah, people love the emojis. Okay, the other thing that they have going on, we all love this game, Bean Boozled, right? But this is the throwback edition. This is something you can't only get here.
Only here. It's from our first, second, and third editions.
That is awesome. Of course, you guys have a new edition out, but this is awesome because people can play kind of a throwback style of the game.
They find some of their old favorites, of course. If you need some baby wipes, we have them here.
Baby wipes, okay.
Pencil shavings.
What?
All the good flavors are there.
All right, so he convinced me to try one of these, and I don't know why I'm doing this. It's dead fish flavored. Dead fish flavored. They also have canned dog food, but that's another thing. Dead fish. I'll go ahead and try this.
Great.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, now you're starting to smell like a dead fish. Can you?
Oh my God!
Can you breathe the other way?
I gotta be honest. I can't finish that.
I'll be honest.
Oh, that is the most disgusting thing it's accurate.
Thank you.
You know what? It's accurate. That's a big thing you want to go with. That is accurate. I know. Give me this. This is toothpaste. Well, that tastes like toothpaste. Okay, I'm feeling better. That tastes just like dead fish. And Matt, that's unbelievable. That's why people love playing that game.
That's right. We have all the flavors we have from barf. We have another new flavor, spoiled milk. All the great flavor. Canned dog food, a rotten egg, all the great flavors.
Seriously, the kids love playing this game too with the family.
The kids and adults.
Yeah. Well, get down here, celebrate Jelly Bean Day, get a tour. It's always a good time here. So many cool flavors to try out. and they've got great people here. Back to you.
All right.
Thank goodness he took the.
Yeah, I mean, cozy up with a bottle or two. You know, why do you have to limit it to one? We're here with Paco at Midtown at BevMo to talk about, which I think is really interesting. We've got Wine Month and Oktoberfest.
September California Wine Month. This is, well, technically it's the last day, but we have some stuff to showcase. Some of the fall favorites for the 5-cent wine sale that we have going on right now.
Okay.
So the first wine we have here is the Unruly Rampant Chardonnay.
I like the name.
One of the big profiles on that one, you get notes of apple, pear, honey, and butter.
Ooh, yummy. Now, we were talking about pairing the stuff with, you know, turkey, butternut squash, those fall favorites. And I told you, what about tofurkey?
Add a lot,
vegan.
add a lot of butter to it.
All right, this one?
This is the Arias Pinot Noir. For a Pinot, this one actually will surprise you. It's a little bolder. It's 93% Pinot Noir, 7% Petit Syrah. So there's some tannin to it. A lot of, you get a hint of cola and cherry and blackberry and blackcurrant.
And you said that finish it will surprise you.
Yeah, it's just a little more tannin than what you'd expect. You're gonna feel it on your mouth for sure.
A little something extra. I love that. Okay, now this one?
Is actually one of my favorites. So this one comes from France. This is Gerard Bertrand's Cap Insula. This is from Languedoc. What you're looking at here is GSM, Grenache Syrah Mourvedre. What you're picking up on that one is blackberries and spice. For the finish, this one actually will be a little lighter than what you'd normally expect. Really pleasant though. Bright
I love
and crisp.
pleasant.
Yeah.
I like the different ones because a lot of times people go into to buy a new bottle of wine and they don't really know what to look like, and sometimes it can be kind of intimidating, just saying. So they look for a nice label, but it's nice to have a little something. Okay, now let's talk about beers because these are from Germany. I can't even pronounce them, so let's start with this one.
So the first one here is Hacker-Schorr. So this is actually one of 6 breweries that do operate during Oktoberfest and are actually able to serve and pour their beers. Historically, this is one of those. And one of the things I'll point out here is that little trademark there, that's actually protected by the EU. So you know this is one of the actual beers that served.
The real deal. Okay.
The real deal.
Now this one I thought was interesting. You say there was a university attached to this.
Weihenstephan, yeah. This is the fest beer. So outside of the big 6, there are some breweries that are just in it for the fun, and they'll brew that style as well to put out to market. Traditionally, what you'd find is a darker beer for Oktoberfest. In this case, it's a lot lighter.
Yeah, you can see right through the bottle there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then the next one we've got?
And the last one we have is Erdinger. So this guy right here definitely breaks against everything else. You're not looking at a lager, you're looking at a Hefeweizen here. And one of the things I like about Erdinger is the fact that everything is unpasteurized. It's a shorter shelf life, but you're getting the same quality as you would expect to find over there in Germany.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and I like the picture on the front. They look like they're having a good time there. Hefeweizen. All right, again, so just remember that this is the last day of Wine Month in the state. But look, like I said, celebrate all year round. And of course, Oktoberfest. If you have any questions, come on down and ask Paco. He will fill you in on it. I think it's great. Back to you guys.
I'm with Elisa. I go based on bottle pictures.